1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. When you picture a nurse, what do you see? Is it a dainty little female who's only there to serve as eye candy on your road to recovery? Or how about a grizzled old woman who is no nonsense in her care of patients? Whatever you see, it's typically not a male in the role of nurse. As a male nursing student myself, I face judgment from peers and long-distance family alike almost on a daily basis for my decision. They always ask me the same question: why aren't you studying to become a doctor? I always reply with, it's not that I'm not smart enough to be a doctor, it's that I want more patient interaction. Not only do I face judgment from peers and long-distance family, but the media itself does not paint a positive light of male nurses in the eyes of the public. A prime example of this comes from Jay Roach's 2000 comedy classic, Meet the Parents. In it, we have Ben Stiller, who plays a male nurse trying to gain the approval of his girlfriend's parents so he can propose to her. In one scene of the movie, Stiller enters the family kitchen and sits down to have breakfast with them. He encounters 2 doctors sitting at the table, who instantly make fun of him for being a male nurse. Not only do the doctors make fun of him, but the girlfriend's dad, played by Robert De Niro, is a grizzled old CIA agent, the stereotypical manly man. Throughout the course of the entire movie, De Niro is constantly making fun of Stiller for being a male nurse. De Niro can be seen as a modern-day interpretation of how men view other men as male nurses. Another example comes from Fox Entertainment's animated TV sitcom Family Guy. In the season 14 episode, Pilling Them Softly, Peter is sitting down talking to Brian and exclaims, "I can't go back to school. Not at my age. I'll never be a doctor. The best I can hope for is a male nurse who's probably killing all of his patients." These representations make us out to be bumbling idiots who do not know how to do our jobs. It does not make the public feel safe, and it does not make them trust us. Now that I've shared my personal experience and 2 representations from media, I want to share an actual story with you. On October 16th, 2019, Letitia Beecham wrote an article in the Washington Post entitled, "Elderly Care Staff Accused of Running a Dementia Fight Club, Pitting the Patients Against Each Other." In it, 3 female healthcare workers ran an illegal fight club out of a North Carolina nursing home, depriving the dementia patients of necessities such as food, water, and medicine. While yes, it was 3 female healthcare professionals doing this, the male population of nurses suffered from it the most. It made the public view us as dangerous, unsettled, and they could not trust us. Now that I've shared my experience, media representations, and an actual news story with you, I want to share a study with you that says why more men should enter the nursing field. On October 21st, 2019, Hayford Purdue wrote a study entitled, "I Prefer a Male Nurse, Patients' Preference for and Satisfaction with Nursing Care Provided by Male Nurses at the Komfo-Enoke Teaching Hospital." In the study, it focused on 150 patients from a Ghana teaching hospital who were selected at random. They were supplied a survey that asked them to rate their care from both a female and a male nurse. The results were as follows. The study indicates that more females than males had ever been attended to by a male nurse for the period considered by the study. And females described male nurses as polite, courteous, and were comfortable with their treatment. While men can be seen as weird, especially by female patients, for being a nurse, this study proves that even females who are uncomfortable around males taking care of them besides doctors can be comfortable with us and can accept us. Now that I've shared that study with you, I want to talk about some real-life testimony as to why more men should become nurses. On August 30th, 2016, Lee Nelson wrote an article entitled Why Men Should Be Nurses. In it follows Barbara Piper, who is the Associate Dean of the Bachelors of Science and Masters of Science in Nursing at the Excelsior College in Albany, New York. It follows her 3 sons and their journey as they became nurses themselves. Lee writes as follows. The nursing industry is still dominated by women, about 90% depending on the type of nursing. However, according to the United States Bureau of Labor, the number of men who work as nurses has tripled since 1970, rising from 2.7 to 9.6%. Yes, this is a highly female-dominated work field, but it goes to show you, more men are getting invested in it, and that is a good thing. We are useful in the nursing field. Another article written in May of 2016 by Gardner, Mallow, and Moss entitled, Are Male Nurses Treated Differently? They argue that yes they are and no they aren't. Mallow takes the standpoint of true. As a male nurse himself, he uses actual real-life testimony as follows. In one instance, I was actually assigned a different patient by the charge nurse because the patient stated, I don't let gay male nurses take care of me. On the flip side of that, Moss writes, false. In nursing employment, healthcare institution policies, and federal Equal Employment Opportunity Commission regulations prevent discrimination in the employment of protected classes, including age, race, religion, ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, pregnancy, disability, genetic information, veteran status, or national origin. While they argue with each other, both of these men are right. While there are policies in place to protect male nurses, it does not mean that we do not face discrimination on a daily basis. Now that I've shared all of this with you, where does it leave us? In the end, it doesn't really matter. Gender shouldn't play a part in the role of nursing. At the end of the day, nurses are there to do a job and to do it well. I hope you can take this information that I have given you today and encourage a male that you know who is on the fence of becoming a nurse to follow his dream. Remember this, we are not strange for becoming nurses. Instead, we are necessary for the good of all. Thank you.